You're not tuning in with BG from your mobile device, airways, or maybe even your TV. Yeah. The real, the fake, the money, the power, respect. Even tough tops that might just leave you upset. The old, the young, that talk out the side of their neck. What separates just being good from the best? I did what I did, so I really don't have no regrets. Maybe real estate, cause we got a lot to address. Giving people their flowers before they get put to rest. If we disagree, just know that I still want you blessed.
Hey, Dad,
What's up?
what we talking about?
You saying it's Luke boy or my boy?
Yo boy.
That's your boy. I feel like that's your boy.
What makes him my boy?
I don't know. I can't explain. I just feel like that's your boy.
All right, you said you was going to say this, so let's just get to it. Because when it happens, I want you to tell me how the hell is the person we talking about, our boy. Hey, welcome back to BG. What we talking about, man? We got a special episode for y'all today. Episode 13. 13. To my right or to my left, however you look at it. What's up, Doc?
Ain't shit, bro. Just chilling. I mean, another day. Trying to get this business going.
I hear you, dog. When I let you sold the house yet, man.
I got two going on the market next week, bro. So
yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that too. Rates just dropped, so even if you're not in Texas, you're anywhere in the 50 United States, I can link you with somebody. I just helped my guy Billy out, put him with somebody. If you got questions about this rate drop or anything, man, just the name is right there. Just hit my IG. We can chop it up.
I might need you to find me some tenants soon, man. My tenants is wilding at my crib, dog.
Hey, Billy know all about that.
No, they painted the crib a whole nother color. They changed out light fixtures. They changed them out. And the property manager I go through, she hit me talking about something. Did y'all tell them they could do this? Like, no. Like, just send us all the messages you got from them. I was like, no, I ain't never tell them they could change colors of the wall. I told them, look, if y'all want to color match and touch up y'all paint, I mean, if something happened to the wall, my kid colored on it or something, go ahead. But they changed the color. They changed the color. My living room accent wall was brown and now it's green.
That deposit gone. I need to paint again. You can't be a renter painting.
He said, he asked me one day, he said, hey, did you ever think about getting a sprinkler system? I was like, yeah, man, I thought about it, yada, yada, yada. He was like, yeah, because I'm thinking about looking into it. I said, all right, cool. That's what's up. He was like, I was just wondering, I mean, once I find one, would you want to like split the cost? Wait a minute. I didn't say I wanted a sprinkler system. You want a sprinkler system. I'm not paying nothing.
Hey, I'm fine with going out there with beer in hand water in my grass, just like everybody else.
Yes. And look, I might not do that. You better hope you get some brains. Hey, I ain't even introduced my dog Billy, man. Yeah, he been here before. Y'all already know. If I go left, he gonna go right. You already know. His takes is gonna make y'all upset at times. But he truly believes it. He truly believes it. How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing good, man. You know, glad to be back. I appreciate you. What's up, BG? What's up, Luke?
Where y'all want to start, man? Where y'all want to start?
I wanna kind of finish on this tenant thing. Like, these guys think they're buying your house. And to me, that is insane. Because I have tenants myself. And if they come in and paint my walls, like your security deposit's gone. Like, it's gone. I have to repaint what I had. You don't have permission to do this. Like, that, it's funny.
What if they agree to change it back to what it was?
Yeah, if you change it back, that's cool. It's gonna be fresh paint. I'm cool with that.
I think with in y'all situations, I think y'all two situations are a little different because I kind of know both sides, and I think me and Billy was having a conversation today, and I think his tenants are buying his house or soon to buy his house, so now they're trying to get him to fix every little thing that they find.
BG, dog, since July, I've had a work order request. Usually, like, if it's $300 or cheaper, my property manager just take it out and I pay the difference. But if it's over $300, they have to send me something to approve it. Since they want to buy the house, so they're going to put in an offer. July, August, now September, work order request 700, 800. This month 500. They're trying to get me to fix
Everything got to get
everything.
fixed. Everything must be fixed before I get this house.
So they can buy it. And I'm gonna do it because I need them to buy this house so I can buy my next house. Like I need them to buy it.
Oh, that's
they getting over. Like they're in a good situation.
That's the one thing I'm gonna look y'all in the face, man. If you're not a homeowner, you know how when we was kids we said, man, I can't wait to be grown. I can't wait to be grown. It sounds good. Dog, this owning property, purchasing property can be a headache, but the good thing is I got somebody on the screen that can help you through the whole process. I'm just bringing people here to help out.
It's definitely a headache, but at the same time, man, us growing up, we didn't have the information that we have today. So knowing what I know now, if I would have known it 15 years ago, instead of going out spending $700-800 every week in shoes, I'd have been putting that towards real estate. Because one thing you can make a lot of things, but one thing you can't make is more space, more land. It's it. So what you got is what you got. So when it comes to real estate and buying property, and these are now, granted, I know both of y'all, so these are like pain points for y'all, but they're not like terrible pain points because you have someone building equity in something that you don't even live in. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a hate love thing. So, but like I said, like BG said, man, if y'all got any questions, comments, anything regarding real estate or what you think your next move should be, whether it's investing or hard money loans or anything, you know what I'm saying? Just my name's right there. Hit my IG. We can talk.
For sure, man. We appreciate you, dog. Might need you in 2 years. You know I'm coming back.
Oh yeah, we got you. We're gonna get you straight.
Gotta sell my house and I gotta buy a new house.
Yeah, we're gonna get you straight.
I think I got your number. I think I got you.
Yeah, today's price is not today's price.
Not today's price.
Crazy. That's crazy.
It's not. The house I'm looking at buying, the guy bought it for $290 back in 2015. It's on the market now for about $544.
Oh yeah. Oh, now in that case,
yesterday's price.
I thought you was telling me Luke going to charge me more in 2 years.
No, I'm just talking about buying.
Okay. Now I get where you come from. That's why I reacted like that. I'm like, damn, dog. I don't get the brother love. Like, I mean, damn. That's a fact. I mean, just my house alone, what I paid for it, I could make over. And I ain't putting on my business out there, but I can make a nice amount of money for selling it now compared to when I bought it. Yo.
And that's the thing, like a lot, we because owning a house comes with a lot of stuff. Obviously, like Billy said, it's a lot of maintenance. Fixing this, fixing that. You know what I'm saying? Things come up. But at the end of the day, man, when you build that equity, you go to sell what you got, the properties that you have, and you just see like this is how the rich keep getting richer. I talked to a dude that got, I talked to one dude that got 15 million in rental properties right now. Yeah, 35 properties. 30 of them are paid off. So, I mean, it's just stuff like that, man. We learning, we growing.
Money, making money. Hey, I'm glad you brought up rich people because I got a dilemma, y'all. I talked to Luke about this already, Billy, but I got to get your opinion because you right there behind. So Manaya started high school, right? So she goes to school with adults now, 18-year-olds, hell, some 19-year-olds. Everybody's of driving age. So me being the dad, the retired dad that I am, I make sure my daughter gets to school every day. I drive her to school. I pull in the parking lot every day. I go in the same park, in the same spot, pull in the same spot, pull out the same. And every day I see a better car in the student section. I done seen the Teslas, I done seen Benzes, I done seen BMWs, and it made me worry. I said it's either one, I live in a very rich area, and these kids are just fortunate. But then it made me say to myself, well, am I expected to do this in 2 years? Because Manaya have a license in 2 years. So in 2 years, when she get her license, am I expected to, as the father, am I expected to purchase her first car? help her with her first car. I already said I'm cool with having on insurance. Insurance, I'm fine with that. That part I'm cool with. You can be on my insurance and I'll pay it. But us as fathers, all three of us is in the same boat right now. We right on the cusp of having to make this decision. Are we buying the car? If we are buying the car, are we living up to these Teslas I'm seeing in South County High School? Because we living up to these Benzes and these BMWs I'm seeing these kids get, these 17-year-olds get out of? Because it's scaring me right now. My pockets, my wallet is getting a little nervous.
So me and Billy just probably had this conversation maybe 2-3 days ago, and we were talking about kids getting cars. And I said, for me, because I'm big on safety, right? This is my oldest. This is still my baby, right? I mean, this is the first one that's going to be driving. It's the first one that's going to be, hey, Dad, I want to go here. I want to go there, so on and so forth. So me, I'm big on safety. So I own a Tesla. So therefore, I'm going to buy my daughter a Tesla. But it's not going to be what I It's not going to be what I have, obviously.
I thought you was about to say something completely. What?
No, I'm gonna buy her a Model 3. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Used Model 3, $19,000, $19,000. I can track the car. I can determine how fast it goes. I can see where it's at all times. Like, it's just certain things. Like, I trust my Tesla, so therefore I trust my daughter to be in her Tesla.
Hey, Luke, it's 2024, and like every car you could find on your app, like
but
that ain't special for your little cute.
This is built in. I don't have to go buy nothing extra.
I didn't buy nothing. I got the BMW app, and I can tell you exactly where my car at right now.
Right, you can, but you can't determine how fast that car goes.
So you want to be a hater, is what you want to do.
That's a fact. I want to keep my kids.
She want to show off her new Tesla, and she only could go 25. She only goes 25 out this bitch.
Max is 60.
She out here driving a golf cart Tesla.
Hey, she only going to school and back, nigga. Hold on. Where else you going?
And that's the scary part, man. When I like I said, I drop my daughter off and pick her up every day. So I'll be thinking, like, if these kids going straight home, like, I don't want my daughter.
The kids today aren't like we were. Like, kids today aren't like, they're not like how we were. I trust my kid. My kid is very focused. My kid is very school focused and school driven. Like, she has her plans, she has her goals. Like, I trust her to make the right decisions. But when we were growing up and we had our car, or we had access to a car, it was never go straight home.
I really want to hear what Billy got to say about this, but I just got to address something real quick. Luke, what's the day? The 20th?
Yeah.
Amari been in high school. She been in high school for 15 minutes. She ain't even figured out who she is. She don't even know. I don't want to put this negativity in the world. What you've groomed your daughter to be is to make those right decisions. But understand that these next 4 years is when she's going to find out who she really is.
That's very true. But I've never, when I say my daughter is like focused on school and the things that she want out of life, I kid you not, bro. In 3rd grade, she knew exactly what she wanted to do. In 5th grade, she knew she wanted to graduate high school with an associate's degree so she can finish college early. Those same goals that she set then, this has nothing to do with me because I was a career C student. Career C. I'm a firm believer C's get degrees.
Do you have actual proof that those C's are accurate? Can you prove to us that you was at least a C?
Of course. I got college transcripts. I need you to relax. I made this a couple times.
Having college.
But like, those are goals that I never put in place for her. I never pressure her to do anything. That's just something that who she is based off of the people that she has in her life. When she looks at you, she looks at Billy, she looks at my wife. She's known what she wanted to be because that's just who she was. It's never been me. I've never put a strain on her to hey, get an A, get an A, get an A, get an A. No, like she brought an 89 home one time on a test and cried. Like, that's just who she is. So I get what you're saying about being high school, like, but I don't think high school is going to change who she is just because I think she's very set in that. That's just my kid.
And I believe that too. I believe that too. I just want you to know. High school.
Yeah, fuck all these high school kids. They be dressing like
that's
they
why I
going
don't
to
like
the club.
I
They be
don't
going
like
to the club.
Billy, what's up? baby girl's going to be able to borrow the Jeep or buying her the newest Tesla like this idiot over here. I mean, I didn't mean to call you an idiot, but Tesla is crazy. There's no way I'm getting my kid a Tesla for their first car.
What's the difference between an $18,000 Tesla and an $18,000 Honda?
The Honda probably gonna last longer, to be honest with you. I know people riding around right now with Hondas with 305,000 miles. Go ahead, Bill.
The Hondas gonna last long for sure.
Look, Amari be messing around being able to pass that down to her grandkids.
The Honda might be the most reliable out there. Might be the most reliable.
I ain't put my kid in no Honda. Unless it's like one of them new Honda Accords. They fire.
Nah, the Hondas might be the most reliable. But I believe you do what you can afford. You do what you can afford. Like, if you can afford a Tesla for your child, why not? Like, my child, my max budget, I believe in buying my child a car. You know, I'm looking at no more than 8,000, maybe 10,000. So she's gonna be in a little beater.
And that's what I think. I feel like the first one has to be. And the thing is, I can afford more than a beater for my daughter, but I just feel like 2026, I think the best car I think she deserves is like a 2010. A very reliable 2010. I'm not saying I'm gonna go get her some bullshit.
It's a 15-year-old car, though.
But for me,
at that point, it's a 15, 16-year-old car.
For me, I don't want to.
It's really like 3. It's like 3 years old.
The bigger picture for me is why I want to put my child in the beater. Is I don't want to set a standard. I don't want to start giving things that they don't really earn. Like, you do good in high school, you make good grades because you're supposed to. Because you're supposed to. Me giving you a car is a privilege. I don't have to give you a car. So even though it's a privilege, hey, you can start off with this beater. You don't have to have this. You know, this is not a need. You know, a lot of people in high school may not have this. And it's a privilege. I'm going to get you this beater. You can either be happy with it or not get it at all. You know, and it also falls back to the do what you can afford. I got to buy $8,000 for a car for you. That's what I got at the end of the day. Like, and no, the first question, no, they can't drive the Jeep. No, I don't want my baby in an SUV for her first car.
You hit the lottery. You hit the lottery tomorrow for 100,000. Is that number still 8,000?
No, that number's not 8,000.
Okay,
well, 100,000, 100,000, yes, the number's
that's
still
not
8,000.
a lot. 100,000.
Yeah, 100,000. That number's still 8,000.
But it's a lot more money to add to the 8. So I want to know if you made 100,000 right now. You hit the lottery, just found out. Does that 8 go to 10? Does that 8 go to 15? Is there 8?
Still 8. 100 still
Damn,
8.
baby girl, you getting 8. 8 is
see my concern is more with safety. Like today's beater. Like, when we were looking at beaters, when we was in high school, nigga, our beaters were like 1990. Like, today's beaters are definitely more.
We was in high school at a different time. Don't forget.
I'm sorry. So you would have been looking at the 70s. My bad. That's on me. That's on me. That's on me. My beater would have been in the 90s, like a 97, 96, 95, somewhere in that area. That's my beater for. But I rode the bus all through high school.
When you graduated high school?
06.
If you want safety, then you need to get her old school where the cars were built out of metal.
97. You saying that?
Hold up.
Like a 10-year gap.
So I said 15 years from now. You act like I was crazy. That's only 5 more years.
When did you graduate high school?
BG graduated in 98.
Damn.
You believe that bullshit? I graduated. I graduated in the same century y'all did. That's all that matters.
It had to be 2000.
2000 on the money.
I graduated in the same century that.
But you started your senior year in 99.
No, I did. I graduated 01. Seriously, I graduated 01. I swear. It was 01. I was 01. I was 01. I graduated in y'all same. Look, we in the same era.
Really,
so, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
how's that not the same era? Y'all was in 06.
We
Y'all
wasn't even in high school when you graduated.
We was in 8th grade when you graduated. We were starting 8th grade when you graduated. We didn't get that.
What does that say about y'all then? Y'all just hang around with old people?
We still young.
Y'all hang around with an old guy. I tend to think. I don't think this is always because we all have very strong opinions, but I tend to think that I at least know Luke. If you need some advice, you might come to me. You might come to me with something, and I might give you some good advice. I might give you some bad advice.
I agree.
Come to me because I'm wiser, not just because. Not I don't want to say because I'm wiser.
Because you're older, and I think about retirement and my AARP. I got to call BG. What we talking about?
Hey, BG. So you out of this pod right here, this lineup right here, you are the only one that has been called OG. How does that feel? I never called me OG.
On everything, somebody called you OG. I remember when you told me somebody called you OG on a basketball court one time.
No, it called me old. You can call me OG. Call me old.
I'd rather be called OG.
Yo youngin called you OG.
And your child called you OG? That's tough.
He's talking about somebody I actually work with. They start calling me.
Yeah. Little young airman, little 20-year-old airman came.
When they start calling me Unc at work, that's what made me retire, Bill. I promise you. When they start saying, "Hey, Unc," I said, "What you just called me?" Unc. I know Unc. And look, I done retired and now I really look like Unc. But no, I say that to say this. Although I'm older and Luke may come to me, Billy may come to me, I feel like it's a two-way street. Recently, this past week, Caleb Williams, CJ Stroud played against each other. And after the game, CJ Stroud kind of pulled Caleb Williams to the side and gave him some words of encouragement, told him some things they need to work on, keep working at it. And I mean, honestly, listening to it, it do sound like, for lack of a better word, like he was sunning him. But the media ran with just that. It was like, damn, why? I mean, well, not to me. I don't want to say like ESPN or anything, but a lot of people saying, damn, who's CJ Stroud to be talking to Caleb Williams? He only been in the league a year. Why CJ Stroud? They the same fucking age. He talking to him. Why is it frowned upon in our community and in the community period? Like, why can't I get advice from everybody? Because I personally feel like, although I'm older than both of y'all, I take stuff from our conversations every time we talk. And I never look at it like, well, I can't learn nothing from nobody younger than me, or I can't learn something from somebody that's only been doing it for a year. No, I feel like you can learn anytime. Why is that misconception out there? Like, do you feel like CJ Stroud was sunning Caleb Williams? Or do you feel like, yo, I want to see you succeed the way I'm succeeding, so I just want to give you some game. I've been here a little bit longer than you, so I got a little bit more game than you. Or do you feel like it shouldn't have been said?
No, I agree with you. Like, why can't we? Like, me and Billy the same age. Billy 2 weeks older than me. Like, legit 2 weeks older than me. I go to Billy for advice all the time. I go to Billy for advice every day, essentially. I go to you for advice every day. Because I'm a firm believer of iron sharpens iron. So why can't I, if I see Billy, I posted on Facebook today. It says, you can't compete with me because I want to see you win. And I think that's a prime example of Caleb Williams and CJ Stroud. Like, you can't compete with me because I want to see you do better. One, us as young black men, but two, us as just people in general. Like, I want to see you win. So why can't I give you advice? If I see you doing something wrong, if I see you doing something, or I see that you could be better at something, why would I not lend that voice to you to say, hey, I know it's rough right now, but just keep pushing? Why wouldn't I?
They turned it, and the thing is, a lot of people turned it into a bad situation. Like it was hate. Like it was, like I said, for lack of a better word, like he was trying to sun Caleb Williams. And I don't think that was the case. I think he looked at somebody who has similar talent, somebody who can have a long career in this league, and he wants him to win. one thing I know about our race is when we see somebody right next to us that looks just like us, we want to pull them up right with us. If I take a step up, I want you to take a step up. If I happen to take 2, I want you to at least take 1. So you right there with me. What? So I just felt like he was just like, look, I see something in you the same way the Chicago Bears see something in you. And I want to see you win. So look, man, hey, try this. Don't do this. Hey, stop taking them hits. The less hits you take, the longer you're going to be in this league. I thought it was amazing that he did that. And I just hate the spin that people tried to put on.
I don't think it's a spin. I think it's more of a signing because CJ Stroud did a lot of interviews between the seasons, and that's just not his personality. He's a shit talker. He talks about other teams. He's talking about how they're this and that, like he's putting himself on a pedestal. So I think they spun it that way just because of the interviews he had. He made himself that way. So now you want to show love. You ain't show love all summer in these 50 interviews that you did. So now we're supposed to believe this is genuine when you've been genuinely talking on these podcasts and you've been sunning everybody.
I don't want to say he's been sunning people though, Billy. I think he's just been showing y'all I'm very technically smart at the quarterback position, and I know all this stuff y'all trying to throw at me. I don't think he's never disrespected another quarterback, in my opinion. He's talked bad about defenses.
I think you could do both, though.
Whole teams, but I don't think he ever made it seem like he was better than anybody.
I think you can do both. I think you can do both. I think you can be confident in your ability, but also give advice.
Like calling another team trash and being confident in your ability is totally different. Like you're not being discreet with your words. You're not using words that'll kind of save you. You're using ass. You're using trash. Like you're being very blunt and being disrespectful to other teams. Like there's no confidence.
But he didn't come to A-Rich with that.
You're talking shit.
You're talking the same level.
You're talking shit about these teams.
But he didn't come. So what he's talking about is how he talked about the Colts.
So can you name another player who's talked shit about teams in general?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Oh, that was easy. That was easy. Good one.
So if Aaron Rodgers came to Caleb Williams and gave him some advice after telling the whole Bears fandom, I own you, would he be wrong to give Caleb Williams advice, even though he said
no? He's not wrong because he has 15 years in the game.
So it's a 10-year thing.
Yeah, he has 15 years in the game. He has a Super Bowl. He proved he can win. He has records. He has all this. CJ Stroud has nothing. Literally nothing. He has a Rookie of the Year. That's it. You haven't proved you can win. You don't have any Super Bowls. You don't have a playoff win. You don't have longevity. So,
but I think another thing is that he don't have any animosity with the Bears. Like he has animosity with us as the Colts. He has animosity with the teams in his division.
He's talked about other teams too. It ain't just been the Colts.
But this is just Caleb Williams and the Bears, though. We talking about Caleb Williams and the Bears. Like we got to keep the conversation where it's at. Like, this is Caleb Williams. This is the Bears. I have not heard. I'm not saying he hasn't. I have not heard CJ Stroud talk about Caleb Williams and the Bears. I've heard him talk about the Colts.
I'm just saying him as a person. As a person, you talk shit about people. I'm just talking about your character. So it ain't hard. I mean, if it's genuine, it's genuine. It ain't hard to see the other side of it because of the character you showed all summer.
Deion lined up in front of every single wide receiver and told him, "I'm gonna do what I want to you, and you can't do nothing about it."
You guys are naming people with credentials. So
if
they ask people, okay, well, you would have to have that conversation from day one. I can't picture it because now they have credentials. So if they was to actually give advice, it makes sense because they're credentialed.
We was just talking about our children, and we was talking about my daughter starting high school. Yes, a senior probably could tell my daughter more. But is it wrong if the sophomore tries to tell her something? Because the sophomore been through freshman year, rookie season. I've been through that. And I've made it here. Yes, I haven't made it to the promised land yet. Yes, I don't have a Super Bowl. Yes, I don't have playoff wins. But I've done one thing that you haven't done, and that's complete a season. So because he has that is just a little bit more experience. Just like Luke just said, you're only 2 weeks older than him. He only has a little bit more experience than Caleb Williams, but he has that experience. So I feel like he can give that game, and it should be received simply because, well, yeah, you haven't done it all yet, but you've done something I haven't done.
But I think it would have been received. Go ahead.
I don't know how to relate it to that situation because you can perceive it both sides. The only thing I'm saying is if the analysts are spinning it in a bad way, I can understand because of the character he showed all summer. Now, I don't know how to spin it for a school situation, but if they saying that, I get why. Because he's shown that terrible character.
It's just like Draymond Green. It's easy to make Draymond Green a bad guy because he does so much.
It's easy to make
bad guy thing. It's easy to suspend him and to fine him because he has a rap sheet.
His character.
You do this because of your character. Yes, you meant to hit that dude in the nuts. We might not say that good guy Giannis did it on purpose. Giannis would never do that on purpose. But you, Draymond, because of your character, because of what we know about you, I mean, of course we can spin it and say you kicking people in the nuts on purpose. Of course it's easy to say because we got so much footage of you doing
just that.
Kind of like what Billy is saying. CJ Stroud has a lot of footage this offseason. I don't agree with the words talking bad about teams, but I think
he talk bad about us, bro.
He does have a very loose tongue.
Eagles, Cowboys, a lot of
he's
them.
too honest for a very competitive sport because we all know it's any given Sunday. And anybody can look trash.
And if I'm being honest, CJ Stroud of this year does not look like CJ Stroud last year.
I mean, they got film on it. They got film on it. That was
they got film. Like if you look at week 1, right? He had 2 touchdowns, and me and Billy were both at the game in Indy. He had a 2-yard out and a 5-yard slant. Other than that, he was in trouble the whole game. Week 2, he didn't look the greatest. For you to have the amount of weapons you have, and for you to talk that much shit, I expect more from you than what I've seen in 2 weeks. Now, I'm not saying that the whole overall season will not get better.
Are they 2-0?
They are.
Are we?
One was because of Joe Mixon.
Are we saying that? Are we saying the same thing about Patrick Mahomes? No, because wins is wins. Wins is wins. So
that's a terrible comparison. That's a
terrible comparison.
That's a terrible analogy.
They're the same player. I'm simply saying you can't say, well, you talk all this shit and you ain't show up. They're 2-0, dog. At the end of the day, these quarterbacks only care about 2-0. Yeah, they want all pros and they want to throw for 500 yards. They want to throw for 5,000 yards in a season. But at the end of the day, all they should. I won't say all they do. Some people are stat.
No. Flaws are flaws. Flaws are flaws. You should know more than anybody. Philadelphia had some of the biggest flaws. They were at 11-0 to start last year, and they folded because those flaws came into play. And what y'all lost 6 out of the last 7 because those flaws start to come into play. But y'all are 11-0. That's all we care about: win and losses. Let's not address the real issues. Y'all look terrible down the stretch, but y'all got to the playoffs and y'all didn't win because those flaws came into play. It's like if we're having bad quarterback play, it's going to come into play. At the end of the game, the end goal is to win the Super Bowl. And if you got bad quarterback play, that's not going to win you a Super Bowl. You could. I mean, it's regular season.
I'm just trying to figure out why you bought the Eagles.
Because they were the perfect example. They were 11-0.
You could have. No, we was 10-1.
10-1, excuse me.
But y'all were undefeated for a long time.
Wow. With flaws. But y'all were undefeated, so the flaws don't matter. It's the wins, losses.
I still think a lot of those flaws are still there.
Think about it. They talked about that again. I hate to bring him up again, but Pat Mahomes. Thought the Chiefs had probably one of their worst years, but at the end of the day, when the season was over, they raised the Lombardi. They won games
because they had the best Pat. They had Pat. Like that's Pat. But see, the same thing, like it's not comparison again.
Best quarterback ever.
The best quarterback ever is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, he's the best.
And I agree.
Brady's the GOAT, but Patrick Mahomes is already the best ever.
Pat Mahomes will be the GOAT.
Brady's not.
And that's not because
not if he doesn't win more rings. If they don't continue to win.
What do you got? 4? 3? 4?
They got
3.
3? They got 3.
3 in like 6 years? It's not impossible.
All I'm saying is if he doesn't continue to win, Luke. Now, if he continues on this trajectory, always in the AFC Championship, always in the Super Bowl, and win the majority of the times they play, I'll agree with that. I'm just simply saying he has to do that to be the GOAT.
That's what I hate, though. You guys are giving Brady all this credit. The first 10 years, he was fucking Joe Flacco. Like, he was a Joe Flacco. He was a Brad Johnson. Like, he won off the backs of defenses. Probably playoff rating was probably a 70. Didn't do shit in any playoffs. Won off running game, defense, and special teams. But hey, because he won 7, we're going to credit him for the first 3 too, even though he was a Jacoby Brissett.
But I feel like that's why we're calling him.
Patrick's never been that.
And that's why we're calling him the GOAT. We're saying Patrick Mahomes is the best ever, but the greatest career that we've ever saw, the greatest career we saw in the NFL was Tom Brady. Nobody's career was greater than Tom Brady. Nobody.
In context, I don't think
I hate to say it, but no player that ever played in the NFL had a better career.
I think if Patrick Mahomes stopped playing right now, his career is more impressive than Tom Brady's. The first 3 rings they won in spite of Tom Brady. You will never say that about Patrick Mahomes.
I wouldn't say in spite of. I will say that the defense was the better half of the field.
He wasn't shit.
What, one of the first 3, the Tuck rule and all that?
He was mediocre as hell.
The Tuck rule wasn't, but the Tuck rule game wasn't the Super Bowl. That was against the Raiders.
Yeah, that was AFC Championship.
All he did was win, Billy. All he did was win.
So we take it back to
in spite of him playing bad, the team won.
We take it back to the CJ Stroud conversation. In spite of him not playing up to the ability that he played up to last year, obviously, like we said, there was no film on him last year, right? So it was kind of like everybody was just kind of guessing of how good he was, right? And our game plan, like week 1 against the Colts, like our game plan was to stop him, and we did that. We didn't stop the run though. That's why they beat us.
I don't think anybody thought Joe Mixon was going to.
No, not a. But then,
even scheming for CJ Stroud, y'all didn't think Joe Mixon was going to.
No. But then week 2, you play the Bears. You play a rookie quarterback and the struggling Bears. So yes, they are 2-0. Those are not 2 impressive wins off his back. Those are week 1 was an impressive win off Joe Mixon with 160 yards and a couple touchdowns. Week 2 was 19-13 against the Bears. Like,
let's keep it a bean. Those are 2 bad teams.
And I'm not comparing the 2, but Patrick Mahomes also did not wow us in the first 2 weeks. And they eked out wins.
I hate when you bring up Patrick in this conversation.
I'm not comparing the 2. I'm just saying they both play the same position. Patrick Mahomes is better than CJ Stroud. But if they're both the same record and they both eked out wins, why are we on him more than we on Pat? Why? Because he's done it in the past.
Right. We don't need that from Pat. We don't need him to show us because last year he struggled and he won a Super Bowl. So we see the outcome of him struggling. We've seen the outcome of him not starting strong.
When has your resume ever won you a football game? Or
what you mean?
Your resume doesn't win. What you do that year in that instance is what wins. Nobody's saying, I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. What I'm saying.
We've seen him not start strong and win a Super Bowl. So, okay, cool. There can be some confidence in it. All right, cool. Even though he may not be starting strong, we know
the confidence level can't be high, but at least address that too. Why we haven't said nothing about Pat Mahomes? Oh, man, even though they're 2-0, it hasn't looked impressive. We've seen you do it before, but this year, damn, Pacheco just went down. Damn, Travis Kelce don't look the same. He's a year older. He's living the Taylor Swift life. Why aren't we talking about those things with him? But we talking about DJ Stroud, who has the same record.
We've seen Pat Mahomes. We've seen Pat Mahomes lose maybe arguably one of the greatest receivers, lose that year, win a Super Bowl. Last year he started terrible. His offense was terrible. He had no receivers, still win a Super Bowl. So we see him overcome these odds. So he's proven. You can't give that same grace for someone who's unproven. Why would I give you the grace and you've never done it?
We saw LeBron James come back from 3-1. So that means every time he's down 3-1, I should say, yo, I believe he's going to do it again. When he went down 3-1,
you would feel more comfortable with him doing it.
When he went down 3-1 against Denver, who thought he was going to win? Tell me if you thought he was. Luke, did you think he was going to win?
A lot of people
there's a lot of people that had the faith.
There's a lot of people still had confidence. The confidence are still there with LeBron James.
You still got confidence in LeBron because his track record.
My confidence really never wavers for LeBron James as well. But you can't just say, because he did it before, I know he can do it again. They got a year older. They got
cool.
Kansas City got worse. Teams in the AFC got better. Like, can we just address? That's the thing. I think the champion is the champion until the champion is beat. But we still need to address the champion issues at 2-0 if we're going to address Houston's issues at 2-0.
No, you give them grace because they've been through that and overcome it. So I'm gonna give you a little more grace because I see you go through it and I see you come out over the top before. I've never seen you go through it. I've never seen you come out over top. So I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you less grace because you haven't been through it. You haven't beat it. Why would I give you the same amount of grace for somebody I know went through it and beat it?
And I'm not saying the grace should be the same. I'm simply saying when we talk about concerns, if we're going to talk about our concerns for a 2-0 Houston Texans team, why is the same concerns not brought up about the Chiefs?
What are your concerns?
My concerns
are the conversation.
My concerns are their best offensive weapon outside of Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, he's the best.
The concern is C.J. Stroud. That's the concern. So are we going to talk about Pat Mahomes is a concern?
So my concern about the Chiefs is the Chiefs' offense.
Okay, cool.
So doesn't look dominant.
So you asked us why we don't bring up the same concerns. Our concerns is a quarterback. We're not bringing up Pat Mahomes because that's not a concern.
Pat Mahomes. That's not the concern.
Our concern is
Your concern is a rookie wide receiver. Your concern is Pacheco going down. Your concern is Travis Kelce not looking like he's done in years past. But it's not about Pat. The concern was the conversation was revolved around C.J. Stroud, and that's where we got to keep it. The conversation was C.J. Stroud. So, and you asked, was it right for C.J. Stroud to give Caleb Williams the advice? Yes, I say yes. Billy says no, but because of XYZ reasons, from this past summer and everything that he said. So I agree on both points. Like, all right, I can see where you're going. Because C.J. Stroud has shown a certain level of overconfidence when it comes to talking about certain teams or whatever the case may be.
What the hell?
You can't.
What do you mean overconfident?
I said, what do you mean?
Luke, you my brother, right?
You ain't won shit. So yes, you are overconfident. You have not won shit.
You my brother, right?
Of course.
That one summer night, that one summer evening, when I was sipping on I think we was on 20 grand. I think we was drinking 20.
Yeah, way back when.
Long time ago. This was a long time ago. We was on that 20 grand heavy, and we start talking crazy to each other about our first love, basketball. I love you. And I think that you love me too. But I know that I said anything I wanted to you that day because I'm a competitor. You said anything you wanted that day because you're a competitor. So was that you being overconfident, or was it that you just, you trash, he trash, that defense trash. Oh, I take advantage of that. Indianapolis cover 2 is, it's so easy to beat. That's being overconfident, or that's just me letting you know I know I'm him? You stop me then. You stop me then. Well, like we disrespected each other up and down the court, Luke. Never with no malice. It's just because we're competitors, and I compete against you.
But when you call other grown
and tell you, no, you're not better.
But when you call other grown men trash,
that. I can say that.
But yeah, that's different because we have a relationship. At that point, we had already created a bond. They don't have that same bond. DeForest Buckner don't got that same bond with C.J. Stroud. So if I'm DeForest Buckner, I'm trying to take your fucking head off. I don't care if your career ends today. I don't give a fuck.
So if you don't care that my career ends today, Luke, why should I care about what I say about you?
That's what Billy
you
is saying.
You would kill me if you could, and
but
I should watch my tongue when I'm talking about you.
But that's what Billy is saying. And that's why I agree with Billy. Like, you got to watch your tone because you don't look the greatest right now. Yes, your team is 2-0. Yes, you have 500 yards, 400 some odd yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. But your touchdowns have looked nasty. You have been carried.
Y'all more confident. Y'all more confident.
2 games.
Y'all more confident in the 2-0 Vikings or the 2-0 Texans.
I'm not confident in Minnesota.
If you had a meter and a level, who are you more confident in? The 2-0 Vikings or the 2-0 Texans? Hey, let's go.
To address what BG said, why are we concerned about Houston and not about the Chiefs? And like I said, the concern is at the quarterback play. So if we tell you our concern is with the quarterback play, do you understand why we're concerned about Houston and not Kansas City?
The only reason I say no is because why are you concerned? Just hear me out. Why are you concerned about the quarterback play?
Because it hasn't been great.
Because it hasn't looked good.
But it was great last year.
He's been bailed out.
Y'all just told me track record. C.J. Stroud's track record is, we'll be all right. That's his track record so far.
No, it's not.
Quarterback play from these 2 games. Quarterback play from these 2 games. Quarterback play from these 2 games.
Because it's not his track record.
And the quarterback play from the last 2 games with Patrick Mahomes has been subpar as well.
So
that's all I'm saying.
So my question is,
Patrick Mahomes' long track record is giving y'all some lenience.
Are you concerned about Pat Mahomes? Are you concerned about Pat Mahomes?
I got a question.
I got a question. Exactly. You're asking your own question. You asked us why we're concerned about one and not the other, but you're not concerned about Pat Mahomes.
Billy, I got a question for you right now.
Billy, I got a podcast, and I gotta take the other side, even though I do agree with what I'm saying.
I got a question too.
Switch roles. Give Pat Houston's roster right now. Do you think they still look as like offensively? Because if you look at Houston offensively, outside of Joe Mixon, Houston wins the Super Bowl with Pat Mahomes.
I just don't do ifs. I don't do ifs.
But okay. That's the concern.
I got a question.
Well, if you put LeBron on this team, what would they be?
I got a question that's not an. I got a question that's not an. You know what I mean? BG, are you concerned about your quarterback?
Jalen Hurts. Yes. I see. The thing is, I don't think BG concerned about his quarterback. I think he's concerned about his offensive coordinator.
Give me a second. I'm trying to look. I'm looking at the topics that I sent y'all, and I just want to see if I see anything about the Sixers, because he just told me he brought up the Sixers. He brought up the Eagles. Why you keep bringing up my teams, dog?
Are you concerned about your quarterback? I'm concerned about my quarterback.
I'm super concerned about.
I would say I'm concerned. I would say I'm concerned as high as I can be about my quarterback.
One more question.
I'm not fully concerned about the Eagles.
One more question. How mad were you this past? Was it Sunday or Monday night?
Sunday
night. I thought about it.
I was gonna text you, but I was like, nah.
And I didn't think about BG. I would chill. I was like, I know how I can get, and I'd be like, this past BG. I'm gonna tell you what saved you from me talking shit, because we played. The Colts played the Packers.
We played the Packers
without their start quarterback, and they ran for 200 yards in the first half. Lost, and I think Luke texted me at one point. I didn't even text Luke back. I was so fucking pissed. There's no way we should be losing this game.
We gave 140 yards to Josh Jacobs in the first quarter.
So I know I was mad. You know, I don't have as high expectations for my team as you probably do for your team, and to see the Falcons drive, not only to score, but to see Saquon drop that pass. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna let BG live tonight. I know he over there sick.
Just think about it. If you, hey Billy, hold on, Billy, you gotta put it.
You gotta hear it.
Hey Billy, you gotta put it in perspective. He's in the man cave, and all there's this Philadelphia Phillies, this Philadelphia 76ers, this Eagles.
I see it behind him right now.
That is statues, it's cups, it's Eagles everywhere. He got the green lights up there, and he's just looking at Saquon just drop the fucking game-sealing first down catch. And it's just, I know it. He got to just let it sizzle in his spirit.
Look, we kind of know that feeling.
Oh, that's a fact.
Last year, he dropped those. Our running back dropped the pass to go to the playoffs.
To the fucking play. Like, that's a fact.
But BG, like,
but they got Super Bowl. They got Super Bowl conversations around that organization.
I don't know why, but you know they're Philly fans. I guess
they got Super Bowl conversations around that organization. And now, granted, I think Saquon is a great running back, and it was just a fucking miscue. I don't take no. You know what I'm saying?
He's thinking we're gonna take over for a minute before he speaks. I mean, at the end of the day, they just got a bad quarterback. I think he rode a good defense. I think he rode a great defense and a great overall team, that Super Bowl appearance. And, you know, they got all hype. But in reality, outside of that, he's really not a good quarterback.
Because if you look at last year, because I'm not going to say Jalen Hurts not a good quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback. But I think last year, if you look at Philly last year, and I think me and BG had this conversation a few times, their offensive coordinator, they were running bubble screens for Julio.
He's not a good quarterback. What quarterback won't thrive in that system with those players around him?
I think there's a lot of quarterbacks that would flourish.
Who won't thrive?
I think
Justin Fields would thrive in that, and I think Justin Fields is trash.
See, that's what me and you differ. I think Justin Fields
Who else
is a good quarterback.
Russell Wilson would thrive.
Russell Wilson will have a field day with that quarterback.
He's washed
that receiving core.
Like,
I think Russell Wilson will have a field day with that receiver. Geno Smith will probably have a field day with that receiver.
He go crazy.
Because you got to think Geno is doing numbers in Seattle with just DK and
hell, motherfucking Bryce might go crazy over there. Hell, Will Levis might go crazy over there.
As a matter of fact, buddy in Atlanta right now. What's buddy in Atlanta right now? Really? I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Buddy in Atlanta.
The quarterback?
Quarterback in Atlanta. Just came from Minnesota. What's my man's name?
Oh, Kirk Cousins go crazy.
Oh, Kirk Cousins will win. He might make it to the NFC Championship. No issues with that roster.
Listen, you put Matt Stafford over there, that's Super Bowl contender for sure. For real. Like, it's just a lot of talent on that team, man. And, you know, when you have a lot of talent, people seem to overrate the quarterback. Dak Prescott's one of those guys. I don't know. I think Dak Prescott.
I think Dak is good.
Dak's better than Jalen. He's better than Hurts.
He's way better than Jalen Hurts.
He's better than Hurts.
And that's a guarantee. He's way better.
You know, but they got a solid team around outside of the quarterback. I feel like y'all should tank for Shador. You know, tank for Shador. You know, get rid of Hurts against the draft capital or something.
Because y'all don't pay Jalen Hurts all that money, and I don't think he's worth it.
Start over. Get it. You know, your best chances when you're quarterback on a rookie contract. That's your best opportunity.
Because then, I mean, they're already the Philadelphia Bulldogs. They done drafted everybody for fucking Georgia. So you might as well continue the trend. Go get you some more defense from Georgia, and then just let Jalen Hurts.
But, you know, this is BG, what we talking about.
I just had to look at the screen. I said, why am I getting slandered so bad?
We wasn't slandering you.
All right, let me clear the air. First of all, I'm very concerned with Jalen Hurts because I think he could be the reason we don't win. So I think we have the roster to win. Yes, we do. But I think
you definitely have the roster.
If we were to lose, it would be because of a combination of Jalen Hurts and the offense.
And that's all I've been saying.
Now, when Jalen Hurts makes bad decisions, it's usually because we made a bad play call. The Saquon drop. As a Penn State fan, I was never happier than the fact that my favorite player in the history of my college is finally not only coming to my team, but leaving my division rival, if you want to call him a rival, like trash. But that drop hurt a lot, but it didn't hurt as much as the fact that we didn't.
I don't know.
It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt as much as the fact that we didn't run the ball. You run with the team that we have. You run the ball. We need 3 yards. You run the ball. Worst case scenario, you get 2. What is Philadelphia know? We get 2, and they don't have a timeout, so the clock runs no matter what. So if you kick the 3, all right, cool. But we know Philadelphia. We're gonna do the tush push. We're gonna do the brotherly shove. We're gonna get the first down. We're gonna win. We're gonna win if you don't throw the fucking ball. So although I'm upset with Saquon Barkley for being handed the ball, basically, it was just sitting right there and dropping it. I'm more upset with the fact that we didn't play Philadelphia Eagles football, and that was running the ball on 3rd down to keep the clock running. Worst case scenario, we don't get the first down, but at least the clock stays running, and we can get 3, or we can do our 91% play, the tush push, and get a first down. Game
but
over.
y'all don't have Kelsey no more. Hey, before we
I don't
leave
give
this
a
topic,
fuck if we ain't got Kelsey. Did you watch any of the tush pushes? That don't stop nothing. He's the best center ever. He makes the tush push go, but they didn't stop it before.
Kelsey got low on that tush push. He got real low on that.
Yes, we were successful with Kelsey. He made it what it was. But we showed in that game that it still can't be stopped.
Yeah.
We still showed it. So why not do it? Like, it's just dumb.
Before we leave this topic, my favorite Penn State Nittany Lion is Paul Pusless. That's a bad white boy right there.
Tackle machine.
That's a bad white boy.
He's only like 4 on my list. I go
Paul Puslesny.
I go Saquon and Michael Parsons to another person that went to the wrong fucking division.
I like Dave Robinson out of Penn State too, though. I like Dave Robinson too. Linebacker. Dave Robinson, beast.
Linebacker university, dog. That's one thing that, like, you know how you could say something about the team, you be like, dog, that's not true. One thing that's true is Penn State is linebacker university.
Sean Lee, Paul Puslesny,
Navarro Bowman, like our linebacking core, we produce the best linebackers in the NFL. I'm not saying
not that this is a topic, but like, I hate that I don't have a college team. Like Billy got South Carolina, you got Penn State, Bird got Tennessee.
Why you don't got it?
I don't know.
Where your nephew transfer?
Because so right now it's Marshall, Furman, Memphis.
I mean, if he go to Memphis, you can follow them. All them other schools, you won't get to see them on TV unless you buy the pack.
Yeah.
But Memphis, you might be able to catch them game if you go to Memphis. You gotta get your college. You gotta get your college.
I don't know. I gotta pick one. I gotta pick one. But see, the thing is, like a lot. So if I say like, all right, if I pick a team, and then I say, yeah, I'm a new fan of this team, then you gotta deal with, oh, you're a bandwagon. I got told that I was a bandwagon fan because I'm a Colts fan.
When you ever cared about what you think about?
Never, but you know what I mean. It's just
I'm a Tar Heel fan I'm a Tar Heel fan because of their color. You think I'm not ashamed to tell people that? That's my team because when I was a kid, I love their color. That's it. Hey, real quick before we get on to the most important topic. Before we get to that, I'm glad you brought up not having a team. You got a WNBA team?
I don't have a WNBA team, but
Luke,
I tend to.
Shut up. I'm sorry for saying shut up because that was your grown ass. Billy, don't say that. Don't say fuck no. You need to encourage people to, because that's what makes these organizations and these companies thrive, is how diehard of an Eagles fan I am. The fact that you and Luke got on a plane to fly to Indy to see the season opener against the Texans. Having a team builds more revenue, and that's the biggest thing for the WNBA. Before you finish answering the question, I only brought it up because the WNBA playoffs start this weekend. I got the Aces three-peating, even though they're not the #1 seed. I like the Aces to three-peat, and I also like Caitlin Clark to take her team deep in the playoffs. I'm saying it here now. Aces three-peat, Caitlin Clark goes deep in the playoffs, and they're not expected to. They'll go deep.
So
we'll get to a team.
Billy,
I don't have a team either. I don't got a team either.
I don't have a team. I do not have a team. But I tend to follow everything South Carolina related. So like
they the whole WNBA.
We got the whole WNBA. You got Leah Boston. You got right now the best player in the NBA and the WNBA. You already know her name. Like we got the best player in the WNBA. Like unanimous.
Unanimous MVP this year.
Yes, I thought first 1,000 point scorer, 27 points a night. Like it's Asia Wilson all day long.
Hey, girl, what's her name?
Kate, I won't give her a unanimous because Caitlin.
What's my layup missing Angel Reese? Angel Reese broke the record for the most rebounds in the season. Asia Wilson said, "Let me hold that." Asia Wilson, "Let me hold that right quick." She took that right back over last night.
Like you said, we flew to Indy, but we also caught a Caitlin Clark game that same day. And watching her in person, I got mixed feelings about Caitlin. I think she's an amazing player. But seeing her cry and whine to the refs and just her body language firsthand, it's like I love her, but do I love her as much as I once did, not knowing or not seeing it in person? I don't. I can't say that I do. Like I watched the old girl from Atlanta, Ryan Howard. She is
crazy.
She is a bucket. She plays like we do. Like it's a bad comparison, but she plays like a dude. Like she gets to her shot, it's easy. I think that night when they played Indiana, she had 38, maybe 40 points that night. And her 38 looked so easy.
Quick comparison and tell me if you disagree. Would you say she's Anthony Edwards?
No.
Clark? If you don't hear my last point, then you won't understand what I'm saying. Would you agree that she may be an Anthony Edwards type talent and Caitlin Clark is a Luka type talent? It doesn't take away from what Luka is, even though he whines and he complains and he doesn't seem to play today's NBA game, what you want to see, but it don't take away the fact that Caitlin Clark does what she wants. She doesn't get sped up. She makes the correct basketball decision at all times. But she wants superstar treatment, like Luka, and she complains about everything. When on the other foot, we have Anthony Edwards, who just goes about his business and gets his buckets like a dog, like you just said you like about the girl. That's what I was comparing, Billy. I wasn't saying they're the same type of superstar. I was just saying the way they approach the game may be the same. Luka and Caitlin Clark both complain, but nobody will never say that they can't hoop.
I won't say Ryan Howard is a Anthony Edwards. I'm gonna give her more of a KD because it was easy. It was easy. Like me and Billy was just like we were sitting. Obviously, we was probably 7 rows back, Billy, right, somewhere in that area. Yeah. I'm just looking at her, and it was so easy to get to her point. Whether it was a dribble pull up, whether it was a three, whether it was getting to the line, like it was so easy. But when I watched Caitlin she's her. Like she is dynamic. Whether that's you got to guard her 94 feet. She throws full court dimes.
Bounce pass dime. Bounce pass.
Watching her, like it's like seeing it in person is different. It's different. Like seeing on TV is cool. You know what I mean? Like highlights or watching the game, but like being in person and seeing the crowd, bro. I didn't see Billy got a point. I'm sure Billy gonna say it, but we went to the game and there was no other jersey in the crowd. It was number 22. That's it. If you go to the team shop, we went to the team shop and Aaliyah Boston won that game. Caitlin did her thing. I think she had like 25 and 12, some shit like that. Great night. But Aaliyah Boston won them the game. I think Aaliyah Boston had probably like 10 straight at one point in fourth quarter, overtime. And you go to the pro shop, there's no Aaliyah Boston gear. None. Just 22. That's it.
I do want to plug in Aaliyah Boston. She had like 30 and 15. Like she reminded me of Buggy, DeMarcus Cousins in Sacramento. Killing. But the reason I say it may be a hot take or not, the reason I say it's fucking up was the WNBA is boring. People go to the games, they're getting more traction because probably the storyline. But at the end of the day, the WNBA is boring. Not to say they can't play basketball. It's just boring basketball. It's like watching varsity and JV. Like JV might have some good players, but varsity players are much better, and it's much exciting to watch. If I got this branded, because they're playing the same game, they're playing basketball. And these men can do all these things that these women can't do, dunk on people, do all this stuff. And I come down and it's like a watered down version of this men's game. No matter how you spin it, it's fucking boring. Like it's boring. It's a boring brand of basketball. I can watch the same game at a higher level, do much better things, be way more exciting. It's like I'm not, trying to shit on them or not, and that's just my honest opinion of it. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say it's great, it's exciting, it's cool. I'll watch a game here and there for the storyline. The brand of basketball is boring, so I'm not gonna follow a team for something I'm really not invested in because it's boring.
Do you feel like it's growing, like it's getting better though?
I feel like it's growing. It's growing because of the storyline.
And I think that was the obvious answer was yes, it's growing. Like
it ain't growing because the players are better. Like Maya Moore is better than 95% of the players that play today.
I feel like it's getting better.
Better as how?
A better visual. Has it become a better visual than it was maybe 5 years ago, 7 years ago?
Yeah, definitely. No. I think so. So.
There's players, Candace Parker, Maya Moore, the players that are retired are better than 98% of the players that play now. There's a couple that may not be better than. But the only reason people are watching now is the storyline. The players aren't better. Angel Reese is the main storyline, and people are watching for Angel Reese, and she's not better than damn near nobody that played before. The players aren't better. The players are not better.
I'm not gonna say it's. So Duke has a freshman girl catching lobs off the backboard right now. I think when you look at the women versus men.
Candace Parker,
physically, they're not better than the top women are not better than the top men as far as like physical attributes.
Well, obvious.
So you have to take right. So you have to take and bring it in perspective. You can't compare Sabrina Ionescu or Caitlin Clark to a Steph Curry just because they're not physically the same.
I'm gonna tell you.
But if they were physically the same, then they would.
And that's what. And then
it wouldn't be boring. But they aren't physically the same, so it's boring. That's like the NFL. There's multiple other football leagues. we don't watch that shit because we want to watch the best. There's Canadian leagues. Nobody watches those other leagues.
Are we not watching the best female basketball players when we watch the WNBA?
We want to watch. It's the same sport. We want to watch
at the end of the day. At the end of the day, obviously, if I put the children involved, it makes it a different story. But the same way I go to a high school girls game, I'll go to a high school boys game. Yes, I know that boys game might be more entertaining. I might see more high flying. I might see more moves. But that doesn't take away the fact that the girls game was still good. It wasn't as entertaining. If I go watch LeBron versus KD, if I go watch LeBron versus KD, yes, it's going to be more exciting than Breanna Stewart versus Asia Wilson. But Breanna Stewart versus Asia Wilson is the best version of Breanna Stewart versus Asia Wilson that I'm going to see.
But understand, I said they don't. They're not bad basketball players. It's just not as exciting. It's boring. And I said before, that doesn't take. I'm not saying they can't play basketball because they're hoopers. They're good at what they do. It's boring. It's boring. As great as Asia Wilson is, some of her plays looks like, what the fuck?
I don't like
after seeing boring.
After seeing it in person,
It's boring.
I don't agree
it's
with
boring
because I was excited watching.
Yeah, I don't like that word.
I personally was excited watching Ryan Howard go down on one side of the court and give a bucket, and watching Caitlin Clark go down the very next play give a bucket. I was excited watching that.
In reality, it's storyline based. If Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese never would have went to the WNBA, we wouldn't be watching that shit. They wouldn't have had that jump.
Because there's a team about the 3-peat. Like, that's big.
They had those same players last year. Nobody talked about WNBA.
I was.
Maybe.
Me and Luke talk about the Aces all the time.
There's differences. There's exceptions to every rule.
I am happily married, but Kelsey Plum has my heart.
Listen,
Kelsey Plum has my heart.
The visibility they're getting now versus last year is because of the storyline that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese brought in.
Now, I will admit that. The reason there are more eyes is
the league didn't get better. The players in the W didn't get better.
They get more exciting. They get more exciting to watch. Because you got to think of what's coming out of college
what's
next
about
year.
To come? Juju about to come in a minute.
Juju coming next year. Not just Juju.
What's my girl from
you got Malaysia
UConn?
Poolwali.
What's my girl from UConn?
Poolwali. You got Paige Becker. You got all.
What I'm saying is it's the storyline. Maya Moore was just as good, if not better than all those players
Maya
today.
Moore quit to follow a very just cause, but she...
But when she did play, when she was winning MVPs, when she was that good, just as good as Juju, the publicity wasn't there. The talent was there.
We were also 15.
The same. There were adults then. There were adults
then.
They
didn't care about it then. It was a new league.
It was brand new though.
So the only thing I'm saying is the only thing that's changed is the storylines. The talent hasn't changed.
Yes,
the talent hasn't changed.
Even if the talent hasn't changed.
Candace Parker was there before. It ain't the talent's been there. It's a storyline.
No.
Now that the storyline is there, and it's just the time
to pick up
the WNBA. You know what? They had the talent for years. They always had the talent. Now they're actually entertaining us by saying, "Hey, this team beefing with this team. This player beefing with."
I'm not even going to say they even had the
talent. More interesting.
That's what I told you. A storyline.
BG, I'm not even going to say they were more talented. I'm not even going to say they had the talent because when you got to think, you got to remember when Candace Parker came into the league. Not only did she win Rookie of the Year, but what else did she win? BG that year, she won MVP. So when a rookie comes in and not only wins Rookie of the Year but MVP. The talent wasn't there. Now the talent is,
and Breanna now the same thing.
Talent is getting there.
One of the ones,
but now the talent, because that's never happened in the NBA. You've never seen a rookie win MVP.
Well, there wasn't that many teams, so it was a lot easier to do it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. He got a point.
So now you got Portland getting a franchise. Now you got San Francisco or Golden State getting a women's franchise, and now you're going to see more women's basketball. I guess me being a father, I just love basketball.
It's boring,
and I love good basketball.
That's my thing. Every time I go to my daughter's game, my daughter's, so I'm gonna go no matter what.
Listen,
but I know it's not going to be as entertaining as the boys' game.
Listen,
but you have to bring it into perspective.
But I say to myself, at least I'm watching the best girls.
Listen, I've been me and Luke been friends over 15 years. Outside of the past 2 to 3 years, we never talked WNBA.
25, nigga. Relax.
Whatever. We've never talked WNBA outside the past 2 to 3 years.
I think you said whatever to our 25-year friendship. BG. I don't really like.
We've never talked WNBA basketball. Never. It's storyline.
But we went to a Caitlin Clark game.
It's storyline.
Paid a good ticket for the
in those years, in the earlier years of our friendship, the WNBA was new. Of course, I wasn't talking about it.
So you telling me if Caitlin Clark, so cool, it's the WNBA. It ain't the storyline they bring it in. So you telling me if Caitlin Clark, let me finish.
It's a combination of both.
Okay, long as you know it's the storyline. Because
I agree that the eyes are on it now more because of the storyline. But I agree. They already had the talent.
But if
the talent is still there,
but it takes a player like Caitlin Clark.
Now we have a storyline. Now is the time to jump. Why are we scared to jump on a bandwagon?
But
it takes a player like Caitlin Clark.
BG, you said jump on a bandwagon. I don't like the brand of basketball. I don't want to jump on something. I don't like. That's like saying jump on soccer. I don't like soccer.
Are you wild?
I don't like soccer. I think the WNBA brand of basketball.
Wow.
I think the WNBA brand of basketball is boring. So you say why we're afraid to jump on something? I don't want to jump on it. It's boring to me.
BG, you trying to go to the World Cup and
it's boring to me.
You know how I love soccer.
2026 is the World Cup. So
baseball's the same for me. It's boring to me.
And that's the thing. And you know what? When you were saying a point earlier, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I said, you know what I think about the WNBA? I think the WNBA might be like baseball, where it's hard to watch for the casual fan in the regular season, but in October, people tend to turn on the playoffs. Game 7. People turn on the World Series. Congratulations to Ohtani becoming the first ever in the 50-50 club. We've had guys like Ken Griffey in our league, and we just watched somebody go for the first time ever, go for 50 home runs.
I can't compare it, though, because when you're watching baseball, when you're watching those players, those are the best of the best. You're not going to turn anywhere else and see that sport played better. I can turn on the man and see that. I can turn on men's basketball and see that sport played 10 times better.
But because it's different. It's different. I'm not going to compare softball. I'm not going to compare softball to baseball. I'm not going to compare.
Who watch softball? Do you name a softball team?
Who's the better watch?
I watch college softball.
I don't know. I know college.
Name a softball team. Why you ain't jumping on that bandwagon?
There's not a professional softball team. There's not
professional softball?
No.
Are we sure? Or we just don't know because we don't watch it?
No. There's no professional softball.
Billy gonna search shit.
Right there.
There's no professional softball.
We got Google.
He's gonna find
there is a professional softball.
He's gonna find a professional.
No, it's not. There's no
WPL. Women's professional fast pitch.
That's not
women's professional fast pitch.
Hey, Billy said WPF. Like he been following it.
Like there's no, like you're not gonna no one like this. It's not.
I'm on the website. WPL, women's professional fast pitch. Is that a softball team? I just went to the website. That's what it says. Don't quote me. Maybe this is not really a real website.
It's not real.
It's not the fact that it's not real. Luke, the thing Billy was saying is I can, instead of watching WNBA, I can switch over and watch the NBA. There's no professional league that's on TV, Billy. We can't switch from softball to baseball on ESPN unless it's college softball.
Why they don't put it on TV? Nobody want to see that shit because nobody's gonna watch it.
The most popular sport in the world is cricket, and we don't watch that every day.
It's about what people want to watch.
But the most popular sport in the world is cricket, and we don't watch it. Just like soccer wasn't big in America. Soccer wasn't big 10 years ago in America, and today is bigger. All I'm saying is give the WNBA the same grace that we gave soccer. We did not talk. Nobody even thought the word soccer 10, 15 years ago. And now we talk about it a little bit more. All I'm saying is right now might be the time to give that battery in the back of the WNBA because they're getting traction. And maybe in 10 years, we will be talking about the WNBA.
And that's fine.
We will be watching it. Why not push it now?
I find it boring. Just the way I find soccer boring. Just the way I find baseball boring. 10 years later, I'm not going to watch baseball. I think it's boring. 10 years later, I'm not going to watch soccer. I think it's boring. 10 years later, I'm not going to watch the WNBA. I think it's boring. That's me. And I'm not speaking for nobody else. I think it's boring. I could turn on Westbrook. I could turn on Jamal Murray and see that same sport played 10 times, 30 times better.
Hey,
I think the Furman college basketball team can beat all the WNBA teams.
Shout out to Furman, though. That's where my nephew going.
I think the worst college basketball team can beat all the WNBA women. You got Angel Reese starting on teams. I think I could beat Angel Reese. And if I think I can beat you at your profession, I don't want to watch it. BG can beat Angel Reese. If we got people, friends and family that can probably beat the professionals, like what am I watching this for? Hey, and I know a guy named BG that can go out there and whoop her ass.
I mean, I think it's going to take more players like Juju, like Paige, like Caitlin to really get the ball rolling as far as the WNBA being really exciting to watch. And I also think it's going to take perspective as well and understanding that you are watching women's game versus men game. You're watching someone that has the potential of a 50-inch vertical versus a 30-inch vertical.
Billy, your daughter plays sports?
No.
And that's what it took me a minute to realize. When I go to my daughter games, I can't think I'm going to my son games. I'll be mad as hell. It is. I don't use the word boring though. It's just a different brand of basketball. They're not as.
We're just sugarcoating boring. We're sugarcoating boring. Hey, it's different. They're not. It's boring. Basketball is basketball, and we know what basketball can be, and they just can't do that.
So you don't get excited watching players like Juju?
Did you just say can't do that?
No.
They're not windmilling. They're not jumping from the free throw line. No.
Show me somebody doing what Vince Carter doing. They can't. Show me somebody doing. They can't do that. They can't.
But don't you think that's a little unfair? Don't you think that's a little unfair?
No.
No.
No. Women.
I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just.
No, women fight for equal rights every day. So let's treat them equal. So why would women fight for equal rights? They want to be equal across the board, and then we try. That's something I don't like, and I don't want to change the subject. But hey, I'm all for equal rights. Let's keep it equal everywhere. Like if you want to be equal, let's be equal. That grinds my gear. Don't be equal when it comes to pay and support and all right, cool. Basketball, now I can't be equal with you. If you want to be equal is equal.
So you're saying they should be judged the same way?
Equally.
I should be equal. When I look at LeBron and say, LeBron, you stunk it up tonight, I should be able to look at a WNBA team and say, you didn't even make me want to watch
you. Yeah. Don't be equal when it benefits you.
I respect
because in reality, I don't think men or women are equal, especially when it comes to physical. The physicals, like I don't think we are equal. But
no, not physically. No,
we're not. I don't think we are. But that's just to me. It's just a boring brand of basketball.
Let me explain something. So everybody that tuned in last week, episode 12, me and Billy talked about Kendrick being announced as the halftime performer. super deserved, much deserved for Kendrick. He definitely deserves to be in the conversation for the Super Bowl performer for this upcoming year. But my stance was, with it being in New Orleans, I think the only answer was Wayne. Or, I'm sorry, I take that back. That wasn't my stance. My stance was truly, it should have been New Orleans acts. Hey, let's bring out the Hot Boys. Let's bring out Master and them. I think that's what it should have been. Once they decided on a rapper. Now, if it was an R&B artist, nobody would care. But because they chose a rapper, and one of the most famous rappers ever is from that city, a lot of people are up in arms saying that Lil Wayne should have got it. I am one of those people. I believe that Luke is one of those people. And Billy believes, look, why? Why do Wayne need it? Not only why, hold on. He not only said why, he questioned whether Lil Wayne's 15 minutes performance is worth a Super Bowl. I disagreed, and early on in the week last week, we talked about it, and I thought Luke was gonna have my back last episode. Came on last episode, I got drugged up and down the block by Billy. He telling me all the number ones. He telling me the accolades. He telling me who had a better year in history. He told me all of this stuff, and I kind of backed down. I kind of lost that debate simply because all Billy hit me with was facts. And I felt like I was by myself as a Wayne fan, a two, a Cash Money fan, and two, a person that looked at the whole situation, Super Bowl, New Orleans, Lil Wayne, felt that was the easy answer. I felt like I was by myself. But today, I got Drake, little brother, with me. Luke,
that's crazy.
So I'm gonna say two things.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say two things, and whatever Luke's response is, I want him to kind of answer this inside of his response. I don't think it not being Lil Wayne is the issue. I think the issue is it's Kendrick. There you go. That's where I am. My broad over.
So one that's not it at all. Next year, not this Super Bowl, not this upcoming Super Bowl, but the very next Super Bowl. Where is that location at, Billy?
I don't know.
I think it's in San Francisco. It's in San Francisco. Last year was in LA, right? Or year before last, LA. One of the years. And they had LA acts. They had Dr. Dre, they had Snoop, they had all these guys come out to show what LA is as far as hip hop. When you talk about Wayne and you say, hey, we're going to go with a rapper this year, and you talk about Louisiana, not just Louisiana, you talk about New Orleans, and you talk about all the acts that came out of New Orleans, and just to name two very huge acts in New Orleans, one being Wayne and Cash Money or Young Money, whatever the case may be. But then you also have people like Currency that could have been put on that stage. Like me personally, I'm a huge Currency fan. I'm a huge Lil Wayne fan more than anybody. Wayne is my favorite rapper of all time. So when you have Wayne and you have Wayne have the ability to put on for New Orleans, and not just put on for New Orleans in a way that is different, because you have like if you go to New Orleans and you talk about rappers, Wayne is one, obviously. But if you do something similar to what LA did, and you say, hey, we're gonna bring out New Orleans acts, not just with Lil Wayne, but whoever Lil Wayne was associated with that is from New Orleans, I think that sets a bigger precedent. And that's something that us as the people that we wanted to see. I don't give a fuck that it's Kendrick. I don't give a fuck about the Kendrick Drake beef. I'm not that invested in it. I'm a Drake fan. It is what it is. Drake lost. I don't care.
So I got a follow-up question.
But I feel like it was disrespectful to not have Wayne as the rapper, but not because Wayne is Wayne and Wayne is from New Orleans, because what Wayne has done for the sports world as far as being on these TV shows every morning, whether that's a theme song or whether that's special guest appearances, whether that's talking about his fandom for the Packers or LA or so on and so forth, for you just to disrespect Wayne and say, hey, not going to have you, bro. We're good. We're going to go with the person who's hot right now. I think that's disrespectful. Like, that's really disrespectful, because I think the city of New Orleans wanted to see Wayne. I think the country, as hip hop fans, all the hip hop fans wanted to see Wayne. Yes, Kendrick did what he did, and those numbers are amazing, cool, great, understandable. But next year, the Super Bowl is in LA or San Francisco. It's in Cali. So bring a Caliac to that. But New Orleans is Wayne. New Orleans.
So my next
Wayne.
I got a follow-up question.
Real quick, Billy. But you don't think it's smart on the NFL, because at the end of the day, bottom line is,
no, it's not. I don't think it's smart, because there wouldn't be so much uproar if it was if everybody cared about the smart decision.
But listen,
I
think people are more upset with the decision as hip hop fans. But do you think the NFL, whose bottom line is their money, are not smart? Hear me out, because I'm on your side on this one, but I'm playing devil's advocate with this question. Do you think it's not smart for the NFL to say hip hop is on top of the world right now? The number one thing talked about right now is Kendrick. Kendrick needs to be on that stage in February. You don't think that was smart for them to say that?
No.
I do think it was the wrong decision, Luke. I'm on your side on this one. But I think when they looked at it, they like, they haven't been following hip hop as long as us. They don't know what Wayne would have meant to New Orleans as much as us. All they know is right now, hip hop's on fire. It's on fire because of these two artists. So I'm gonna pick the artist that won to be in front of the world. So
no, I don't think it was smart.
That's the right idea. When if I'm in the NFL office, I'm making that decision. But if I'm BG and been following football and rap my whole life,
Usher did last year.
Okay.
Usher had no impact on the world outside of his little residency in Vegas.
But that was the reason he got it.
No, the reason why he got it was because of his management. Well, that was a part of his.
Well, let's be clear. Everybody's management is the reason, but it only made sense.
Okay, cool.
Hear me out.
Great. No, I'm listening. But we got to take it point by point.
Well, let me get my point. I ain't even say my point yet. All I said was he had Vegas buzzing for a year straight. So, oh my God, we're about to bring America's best sport, most watched sport to that city. Why not have him continue to elevate? And I think that's what they're thinking is with Kendrick is. Kendrick just elevated everything in hip hop. Why not have him elevate the NFL?
Kendrick did not elevate everything in hip hop. Kendrick did what he was supposed to. Kendrick did what he was supposed to.
He took out who we looked at as the number one, right or wrong.
Kendrick did what he was supposed to do. At the end of the day, he did what he was supposed to do.
What was he
as far as a rapper? As far as a rapper, that was your objective. That was what you were supposed to do. Usher got that residency because his management team put him in that position to go for the Super Bowl, right? Wayne's manager right now is his old producer. So being a new manager, not having the skills that a seasoned manager would give you, he didn't put Wayne in the best position to say, hey, this is why I should have it. That's why Usher did. Because he had management to say, hey, Ush, if we want Super Bowl, we got to do X, Y, Z to get there, and we got to show them that this is why we should be there. Wayne went into it, yes, prematurely saying, hey, this is New Orleans. After the last Super Bowl, he was like, hey, I should be there. That's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is New Orleans. I'm me. But his management didn't put him in a position to win and show him that, hey, this is what you got to do to get that. Because I think if Wayne would have did more and been in the public eye just a little bit more, I think he would have had it.
So with that being said, you agree with the NFL's decision? You just said, oh, well, it only makes sense. Go.
I don't agree with the NFL's decision because if I'm the NFL, I don't care what Wayne has done. I'm putting Wayne on that stage.
So let me ask my question.
Wayne on that stage.
My follow-up question, because Luke mentioned throughout his response that Lil is New Orleans, you know, and all these things New Orleans. So my question is, we're talking about NFL, we're talking about a sport. We're talking about the city wanted, the culture wanted Lil Wayne from New Orleans. So why are we advocating for Wayne? And when it comes to sports, Lil Wayne doesn't advocate for New Orleans.
You can't help your fandom. We from the Carolinas. We don't pull for Carolina.
We grew up without a professional sports team.
Nigga, Carolina Panthers been a thing since '99.
We grew up without a professional sports
team. Carolina Panthers been a thing since '99.
And we were double digits in age. We were double digits in age.
How old were you in '99?
We were double digits in age.
'99, I was 11 years old.
We were double digits in age.
That's right around the time you picked your team.
You pick your team at around 10, 11, 12, 13 years old.
I was going to say 10, 11.
So you think, but at the end of the day, you're born in the city. You have a team. You have a team. You don't advocate for the city when it comes to sports. Basketball, football, you don't have, when it comes to sports, you don't advocate for the city at all, but you want the city to advocate for you. So I don't understand how the two relate.
But no. Time out. Because you're talking about a sports team. You're talking about Super Bowl. Super Bowl doesn't matter who your favorite sport. Super Bowl doesn't matter who your favorite sports team is because your favorite sports team may not be playing in that fucking Super Bowl, but that Super Bowl is played in your city. And if I advocate for my city, and if I advocate for the Ninth Ward of my city, and I put on for my city each and every day, I got New Orleans tattooed on my body. Like I embody what New Orleans is. Then yes, you put me on that stage because I embody the city.
That's correct. But this is a sport. This is a sport.
And but it's in a city. Right. And that sport is played in a different city every year.
Listen, this is a sport. This sport is in the city you're from. You've been on all these shows. You've been on all these podcasts. You don't advocate for the city. So why should the city advocate for you? When it comes to sport, we're talking about sports. This is a sports moment. You don't advocate for the city. You don't pull for the city. You don't support the city when it comes to sports. You support Green Bay. You support the Lakers. You support everybody but New Orleans. So why are New Orleans people supporting you when it comes to this?
Because what I do for my city outside of sports,
but this is a sport
for New Orleans.
That was my argument last week, and he kept saying,
"But this is a sport."
That doesn't matter because my team. Because that doesn't matter.
We're not talking about a key to the city. We're not talking about a key to a city. We're not talking about a street name. We're talking about an NFL game. We're not talking about, hey, should he get the key to the city? Should he get a street name out of him? Those are city things. We're talking about the sport. We're in a sport, and this is a sports topic, and you have a sport in your city that you don't support.
Sports topic, but like I said last week, Billy, the New Orleans Saints didn't win the Super Bowl. The city of New Orleans won the Super Bowl. Right. They got the Super Bowl.
I guess let me reword it.
I hear what you're saying about the team. He don't put on for the Saints.
When it comes to the Saints, when
it comes to didn't get the Super Bowl this year.
Right.
New Orleans got the Super Bowl.
So my question is, when it comes to sports, you don't pull for the city that you're from. And in any sport, you don't pull for that city. So you don't advocate for that city in any sport. So why should the city advocate for you when it comes to sport? Because you're not going to advocate for us. When something else goes by and they say New Orleans this, New Orleans that, you're not going to advocate for us.
But my argument,
you're not going to advocate for New Orleans because everybody else is a New Orleans fan, except you.
Is not
that you need to represent us.
New Orleans should have chose him. My argument is the NFL's person that they submitted to New Orleans as the option should have been Wayne, and
Okay, question.
Now I don't want to say Wayne only.
So if you look
second
at,
should have been, hey, let's do a New Orleans thing. Let's do Wayne. Let's do Cash Money. Let's do No Limit. That should have been the first option. That was presented to the city.
Time out. So if you
what the city chose, what was presented to the city should have been Lil Wayne.
But the thing is, if you look at Lil Wayne and if you understand Lil Wayne and you follow Lil Wayne in sports and you find out why he's a Packers fan, like none of that fucking matters. His late dad was a Packers fan. He took him to a game and he brought all this towels, cups, and all this shit home. And Lil Wayne became a Packers fan because his late father was a Packers fan. So
There's
none of that shit
fucking
team.
You don't pull for the basketball team.
But they ain't won shit.
Don't pull for any sports team.
That doesn't matter.
You just got done saying that we didn't have a sports team growing up. Lil Wayne didn't have a sports team growing up in basketball. So therefore, I'm sorry, when I was younger, I chose a different team. And now that New Orleans has a team, I got
whether it was there or not, he don't pick it. Okay, there was a football team there, wasn't a basketball team there. Pick either one. He don't pull for him. Okay, let's keep it on football. We're gonna keep it on football. If a nigga from
we talk about football,
and he keep rooting for
so
New England,
if I build houses in Charlotte, North Carolina, if I do all this stuff, I feed the homeless, I do all these things in my city that most people don't even dream of doing. And I put on for my city. I rep my city in every song that I make, everything that I do. That don't mean that I love my city because I got a different sports team because of how I grew up and what my fandom came from. We all have a origin story of our fandom, right? BG has Penn State as a football team, but also has North Carolina as a basketball team. There's an origin story to his fandom. So why can't Lil Wayne, being from New Orleans, have an origin story to his fandom? And you say, all right, Lil Wayne, I understand that. But all the things that you do for the city, when I say you put money back into the city, you do all these things for the city.
Enough. That's enough.
That should be enough to say, hey, New Orleans, hey, NFL, because of what I do for the city, not only what I do for the city, what I mean to the hip-hop. What I mean to hip-hop, not only the past 5 years, not only the past 10 years, not the past 15 years, but the past 20-plus years, that should be enough to say, hey, Lil Wayne is your guy. Kendrick can have next year in California.
I would advocate for Master P because Master P is going to do it all the way around. He's not gonna advocate.
Master P not gonna give you. Master P does not have the career that Wayne has. He does not have the hits that Wayne has. He does not have the influence that Wayne has.
15 minutes
in New Orleans.
15 minutes. He's gonna put on a better performance than Lil Wayne.
Fuck no.
Because Lil Wayne can't do the mixtape stuff. So if you left to his singles,
Lil Wayne can do the mixtape stuff. There's
on the
no,
Super Bowl
there's
stage,
no, there's no. See, the thing is, us as hip hop fans wanted Wayne, and us as hip hop fans understand. Yes, even if he don't do the mixtape stuff, he can go every car that he's ever released and go the best tracks from every car that he's ever released.
And then he's going to have to play Fireman and Lollipop, bro. We're going to be sure.
We came out. See, that's the thing, Billy. See, that's how I know you lying because we came out. Our high school basketball team, me and you Fireman, both played on. Our intro song was Fireman, and that shit was gas. And we came out lit every single night. Every Tuesday, every Friday, we came out lit.
You a Wayne fan? BG, you're a Wayne fan. Would you play Fireman right now?
I wouldn't play Fireman right now.
Exactly.
But when you hear it on that big stage, it's a completely different moment.
And I said that to him last week, Luke.
You said he can't compete with Master P. Master P hits are bigger than his hits. Let's keep it a buck. You think Master P would have? You think Master P can compete with Go DJ?
You think Master P can compete with Birdman Jr.? You think Master P can compete? You think Master P can compete with even I Miss My Dogs or This Is the Car? You think Master P can't compete with that?
Like, listen. I understand where you're coming from, but when we're talking about on the Super Bowl stage, where there's more than the black culture, if he play Make It Say it's gonna go harder than every Lil Wayne single.
And
when you go come out to the mob, Oh my God, Wayne come out to the mob.
Listen.
Oh my, hit him.
I understand what you're saying. The culture is so big in the Super Bowl. You know how many millions of people not gonna know what the fuck the mob is?
You know how many people, millions of people, not knew the fuck who Bruno Mars was that turned the shit off and said Bruno Mars they didn't want to hear, but Bruno Mars had the best halftime performance of the Super Bowl.
Bruno Mars is you know how many albums Bruno Mars sells?
You know how many people don't give a fuck about Usher? You know how many people don't give a fuck about Rihanna? Rihanna ain't released music in 10 years.
You're saying the mob, that's not even a single. You're talking about deep cuts.
That's not a deep cut. That's one of the best tracks on the album.
Luke, Billy, stop. Luke.
It's not even a single.
Luke, Wayne can't play the mob at.
Thank you. He can't play that shit.
At any big venue, he can't play the mob.
I'm not saying he can't.
The mob might be
his best songs. He can't
mob songs in history.
Even if he played Lollipop,
it's a great song.
I agree with Billy.
It's a top 5 song.
To me, that's top 5 song.
It is.
Period. Not top 5 Wayne song. That's one of them top 5 songs ever to me.
It's a great song. You can't play that in the Super Bowl.
You can't play that in the Super Bowl.
You can't play that in the Super Bowl.
But see, the thing is, the Super Bowl doesn't consist of whole songs. I could play 30 seconds of the mob and be just fine. I could play 30 seconds of the mob.
I'm gonna tell you.
And true hip hop fans gonna be like, damn, that nigga did that shit.
I'm gonna tell you the difference. I'm gonna tell you who I got respect for, Rihanna. I'm not a Rihanna fan. She went on there with playing snippets, and them shits was hitting. Everybody knew everything.
Everybody plays snippets. Everybody plays snippets because you only have 15 minutes to go through your greatest songs.
Those are hits. You can't play the mob in those type of moments.
But if I come with
me, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have 15 minutes
what?
Hits.
But I come with a Millie.
I told you a Millie.
I come with a Millie.
Go DJ. I told him, what's the Swiss Beach joint South Carter 5? What the fuck though? Where the love go? 5 4. Dog, you can say. Billy told me last week he never heard that song. I said,
don't even know that shit. Nobody
that shit was on commercials for the NBA Finals.
Listen, nobody listened to Carter.
It was on commercials for the NBA Finals.
Nobody listened to Carter 5 but Wayne fans. Nobody listened to Carter 5 but Wayne fans. I could tell you a fire ass Young Jeezy song off his last album. You probably won't know it. That don't mean it ain't fire. Most people just don't fucking know it.
But the thing is, we're not even.
Most people just don't know it.
But the thing is, we're not even talking about Wayne's fire, because if we talked about his fire, he could go for 15 days.
Okay, question.
We're talking about the things that you're asking us for. What is he gonna play at the Super Bowl?
Okay,
you got a Millie, you got Hustler Music, you got Mr. Carter, you got Lollipop.
Oh my God.
You guys,
oh my God!
Like the thing is, like, it's not about whole songs. It's about putting together a great performance. And Wayne is
Lollipop is not exceptionally lyrical. And oh my God, I'm gonna bump that.
It's a terrible song.
Every time I'm in my car. That
ring off at the
Super Bowl.
Cool. But then we put snippets of "We Taking Over." Then we put snippets of "I'm on One." Like, you put snippets of your greatest hits.
That's the difference. That's the difference, because these other performers, they're playing their hits. They're not relying on fucking features. But
Lil Wayne made the songs, though.
My question is, Lil Wayne best.
Then he gonna throw.
Lil Wayne best music was probably 2015 and prior. Is that safe to say?
Let's just say yes. Go ahead. What's your point?
Why we had this conversation in 2013?
Because remember what I told you last week.
It was his city. It was his city. Nobody cared. Nobody cared.
That was before.
Nobody. It was his city. Nobody cared.
That was before rappers was getting an opportunity to headline.
It was a hip hop artist. It was not
a hip hop artist. It was an R&B artist. It was Beyonce.
Now that rappers are getting the opportunity to headline after seeing what LA did,
it was
the NFL definitely got this.
It was Beyonce
making this New Orleans Super Bowl.
She at that point in time in her life, she was strictly R&B.
She wasn't. She was hip hop and R&B.
Yes, she was. She was strictly R&B.
So why nobody cared then? All right, this is New Orleans.
I just said it. You talked over me the whole time. It's because hip hop artists weren't headlining Super Bowls at the time.
If you look
Wayne deserves one.
Okay, Billy. Let's just even do you one better, right? Before 2013, let's look at the prior 10, right? If I remember correctly, you had Madonna, The Who, Black Eyed Peas, Prince would have been one of them, Tom Petty, the Rolling Stones, Paul McCartnney.
Now that they're recognizing we are it, now we're getting that chance, Billy.
There was no rappers.
Luke literally just told you a bunch of names you can't name 2 songs from. Every name that he just said, I guarantee you can't name 2 songs from. But now rappers are getting a chance. It only makes sense for Lil Wayne or
to be in New Orleans.
He should have been. This is what the announcement should have been.
So why can't we pay homage to Master P first? Because if it weren't for Master P, it wouldn't be a Wayne. So why nobody making that argument?
Because who's bigger?
Who has the better hits?
Who?
Wayne. Who's bigger? I think Wayne's bigger as far as hip hop culture.
Bigger than every category that you put him and Master P in. He's bigger. Let's be clear. There's no category that Master P is bigger than Lil Wayne.
I think if we do a 30-minute set and you do hit for hit, I think Master P would have a better
name 5 Master P songs.
I think Master P would have a better
name set. 5 Master P songs outside of Make Him Say.
I don't know.
So how can you say that?
Because I can name a lot of Lil Wayne songs. That don't mean they don't hit. Like I can name Lollipop off the top of my head. I don't want to hear that shit. Just because I can name it don't mean I want to hear that shit. Like at the end of the day, the problem for me is Wayne's songs age terribly. Go DJ, Lollipop. Nobody's listening to none of it. And you know what? Only thing that
got $100 and Lil Wayne concert is $100. Master P concert is $90. It's $90, and you can go get a McDonald's afterwards.
I'm going to Lil Wayne. Because you know what? Listen, let me finish. Let me finish. What I love about Lil Wayne is mixtape Wayne. And the problem that I have, the reason I don't want to see him on Super Bowl is he can't do mixtape Wayne there. My favorite part of Lil Wayne, he can't do at the Super Bowl.
But if Wayne is not putting out music, no. See, that's the thing. See, that's the thing. Like we're looking at the Super Bowl to give you like today's hits. Wayne don't have today's hits.
That's why he shouldn't be up there.
But if Wayne go back into the catalog, like Wayne can put on a phenomenal 15 to 20 minute set for the Super Bowl. It wouldn't even be an issue.
He could put on a phenomenal 15-minute set, not for the Super Bowl.
Why would
he could put on a phenomenal set anywhere? It's just not.
But see, the thing is, there's albums that you just forget that even happened. Like I Am Not a Human Being, like that he can pull from. You got Carter 1, 2, 3. What do you mean?
I'm black and I listen to Lil Wayne. When I think of I Am Not
like one of the best shows. One of the best shows on HBO was that show with The Rock. What's I can't even think of the fucking name off the top of my head. But the theme song was Wayne right above it. Like there's so many songs that Wayne could just give you 30, 45 seconds, a minute snippets from.
Where the Super Bowl is not that audience though. The Super Bowl is not that.
The Super Bowl wasn't an audience for Usher. There's a plethora of white people that don't listen to Usher. A plethora of white people that just do not listen to Usher. So why is it okay for Usher or Beyonce?
Audience in a way for that stage. For that stage, his audience is way bigger. Beyonce's audience, you can't even compare Beyonce.
How do you figure that though?
You can't.
How do you figure that when everybody that we grew up with, white or black, listen to Wayne?
Because you're talking about a specific culture. You're talking about Southern culture, and that when you go outside of that Southern culture, Beyonce is way bigger than Wayne. So it's going to be a lot easier. Rihanna is way bigger than Wayne. It's going to be a lot easier.
You think Wayne is only Southern culture?
You don't think Wayne has global success?
I'm talking in comparison to Rihanna and Beyonce. At least Beyonce they brought up. The comparison is not close.
Well, let's go comparison.
When we're talking about global, Beyonce is like times 50 to Lil Wayne.
Let's go comparison to the person that got the Super Bowl.
I'm not advocating for Kendrick Lamar.
Do you think
so I don't have a. I'm not advocating for
Kendrick
Kendrick
Lamar is more globally recognized than Liverpool?
No, I'm not advocating for him. So no, I'm just saying I'm not mad they didn't choose Lil Wayne because I don't think it'll be a good concert. I think
Kendrick gonna be good.
You think Kendrick?
No, I'm not. I don't think I'll personally enjoy it either.
So you didn't think Kendrick's is gonna be good. You don't think Wayne's is gonna be good, but you're saying that Kendrick will be better than Wayne.
When did I ever say that?
I'm asking.
No, I don't think it should have been either.
Then why aren't you mad? If it's those two choices, who are you picking?
Think it should have.
All right. Well, I'm making you the end all be all.
Because I'd rather hear that like not like us than anything Wayne has.
And then what? What's gonna play after Not Like Us?
You know what? And then what? I don't know. But the problem is when Wayne pull out those singles, those hits he got to play. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I don't want to hear Go DJ. I don't want to hear licking like a lollipop.
What do you want?
We're not gonna hear the deep cuts that we love. He's not gonna. His manager is not gonna let him play those deep cuts that we love.
You to have that.
The ones that we love, the ones he goes hard on, we're not gonna hear those.
Okay, so you're not mad that Wayne got selected, but tell me you're at least mad that Kendrick did. Because what are those cuts that you're
I don't think Kendrick should have got
What
selected.
are those looks that you're looking forward to outside of
I don't think Kendrick should have got selected. I'm not advocating for Kendrick. So I don't understand the questions to what Kendrick should play, why Kendrick. I'm not advocating for Kendrick.
But if
I'm not advocating for either.
But if Wayne and Kendrick was
you're gonna go with somebody new.
If Wayne and Kendrick was on your desk, you just said you would pick Kendrick.
Yeah, Not Like Us. That's all I need to hear. It's gonna be better than anything I can hear from Wayne that he's allowed to play. Because the songs that I think that I would prefer to hear over Not Like Us, he's not gonna be able to play.
Okay, well,
why? But my question is, why would
there's an artist that would be able to play?
Because the mixtapes are not for that audience.
He's locked up right now. Somebody who had probably the biggest year in hip hop, in my opinion. It wasn't the greatest, but when you go chart toppers, he was on the radio all day. So listen to me? Hear me out. Do you think if Fetty Wap was free, he should get it before Wayne? Because you rather hear Fetty Wap's 7 songs.
Baby, won't you come my way?
Because those 7 songs is gonna be amazing. He gonna have the best show. He got a better 7 than Wayne. He should get it over.
I didn't like Fetty Wap, so that doesn't work for me. I didn't like Fetty Wap.
Okay, I digress.
So if the Super Bowl if the Super Bowl in Atlanta, right? And Jeezy is all things Atlanta.
Jeezy should be on the Super Bowl.
You would have rather had Kendrick.
Jeezy doesn't have the music for that stage.
Real quick. This was actually
Jeezy shouldn't be there.
Question that came in my head while we was talking about this.
Jeezy should not be on that stage.
It was as if Luke took the words out my mouth. Let's just say. So your argument was the NFL has never been about, hey, it's your city, so you should get it. But let's just say it was. Let's just say the NFL was about hip hop only, and they had a choice to pick. Super Bowl's in Atlanta. Who would get Atlanta's Super Bowl? Who deserves Atlanta's Super Bowl the most? If they were doing a hip hop artist for the Super Bowl in Atlanta, who deserves?
Who then? Who then?
I got
Outkast.
No. Can't say hat. Man, get the fuck out of here.
I can't.
What they gonna play? What they gonna play? The Love Below?
Prince came out in the 80s. He did an appearance in the 2000s. Like, that's not far fetched. That's my first song.
It rained while he was playing Purple Rain, so I'm gonna know the boy anything. Like I'm gonna know the boy anything when it comes to Prince. Like, he singing Purple Rain and it starts like.
And they got the lights all purple, so the rain.
And it rained like bro. Like, let that go.
It's Outkast. It's Outkast.
So I
no, it's not.
So I think
would you gonna play the flute?
Outkast is the most legacy act, Billy. I agree with you on that. I agree with you there. If you had to pick who's the pioneer, pick Outkast. But I don't think Outkast even cracked the top 5 on my decisions when picking
Okay, let me back up.
Hip hop artist, hip hop for the Super Bowl. Remember that. Because remember what you said about Wayne. You said Wayne just ain't got it for that crowd. I don't think Outkast got it for that crowd.
I'm thinking about the crowd. I'm thinking about outside of our culture. What music is gonna travel?
It's not gonna be Outkast. It's not gonna be Outkast. Outkast ain't released shit since the Speaker Box and Love Below.
I don't think
what are you saying?
I don't think it has to do with
that was when I was in high school.
I don't think it has to do with recent hits. I think like if the music is good and it stands the test of time, I think R. Kelly, let's say R. Kelly
ATL stand the test of time?
Let's
with
say
white
R.
people?
Kelly, let's say R. Kelly didn't release music in 20 years. He didn't have all the stuff going on. He could still sell out songs.
But R&B has always been different from rap, though.
It still stands the test of time.
You can't sit here and tell me you listen to Grandmaster Flash over Young Jeezy today.
I never said his music stood the test of time.
But Grandmaster Flash was a pioneer in hip hop.
I never said he stood the test of time. Where are we pulling that from? Tupac music still stands.
But you'll play Tupac at Super Bowl versus Jeezy?
Yeah. Tupac over Jeezy.
No.
Biggie Smalls over Jeezy.
No.
That music stands the test of time.
Especially with the next topic. No.
Certain legacy acts are too big to mention people like Jeezy. Tupac is
He's too
big of a global name. If they were on the same desk, 99 out of 100 executives are picking Tupac to be on that stage. I would rather hear Jeezy. I would.
Wait. Give me y'all top three. Give me y'all top three Atlanta acts then.
I actually have Future being
one. I don't have Jeezy in there at all. You have who?
I have Future being one. I think Future would make the crop. Future has too many hits. He got too many hits. I think he.
Okay, but okay, cool. Put Future on the Super Bowl stage. Does Future have the Super Bowl power? Does he have the hits for everybody?
No. Atlanta, yes.
No.
So my number one.
No.
My number one global.
Because this is a global thing.
It would be T.I.
T.I. bothered me too. T.I. has my second.
T.I. has the most singles.
Who your one?
T.I. has the most singles out of recognized people that don't know hip hop. Who you said was one?
Outkast. No, Outkast is us.
But Super Bowl
Outkast is not the world.
Super Bowl stage T.I. Super Bowl stage T.I.
Outkast is us. ATLians. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go back to those type albums, that's us. I can listen to that all day long. But it's not a global. That's not a. That's not a.
Global.
No, it's not, bro.
Not like T.I. I think T.I.
I can go downtown. I can go downtown.
T.I.'s top 10 songs ring off louder than Outkast.
When you listen to like Stank on Ya, Aquamini, like you gotta think about it. Like, what is it? Southern playlist, like ATLians, Stank on Ya, like that's for us. They made them albums for us. They didn't make them for the world. T.I. made songs for the world. Jeezy and Future also made songs for us.
You got to understand the hits. It's only a certain amount of hits, right? Not that whole collection.
Okay,
so
cool.
if they play Hey Ya, more people's gonna know Hey Ya than any other single in Atlanta.
Okay, then that means you got to play the whole 5 minutes of Hey Ya.
All right, you play Roses Really Smell Like Ooh Ooh Ooh, yeah. You play them little bullshit.
But what's
songs?
the next? What's the next one? What's the next one? Give me five. Give me 5 Outkast songs that can.
15 minutes, Billy. 15 minutes.
Give me 5 Outkast songs.
You can't Hey Ya for 15 minutes.
You can't. Sorry, Miss Jackson for 15 minutes.
All right, Miss Jackson, that's 3.
Oh,
that's
a minute. Oh, so they gonna do the whole song?
That's a minute.
You could do the intro
that's
to the
1
International
minute.
Players Anthem.
That's 2 minutes.
I tried to text to a girl I used to see.
That's 2 minutes.
Play international play.
That's 2 minutes.
So my question is, when we're talking about on a global scale, what Atlanta rapper has any song that's close to those on a global scale.
T.I.
No. Oh,
T.I.
T.I.'s my number 2. T.I.'s my number 2. Because you only need a handful of selection. T.I.'s my number 2.
All right.
Well, I don't know who my number 3 would be.
Yeah, I was stuck at Future and T.I. I didn't even know.
I ain't got Future.
I was leaning on Jeezy because he has so many anthems.
That shit. Jeezy's definitely a culture rapper.
Yeah.
He's definitely a culture. He
I'm
don't have the music for that stage.
I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out.
T101 was.
It's a culture album.
But
he don't have the music for that stage.
It touched everybody.
When you talk about
niggas that didn't understand 101, fuck with 101.
See, I'm gonna take it even a step further because I'm gonna take it a step further because I'm not even gonna put a rapper as Atlanta's number 1. No, I'm not. I'm putting Lil Jon. Because Lil Jon gonna bring out everybody. If I want a Super Bowl performance, I'm putting Lil Jon.
Number 1. T.I. just became my number 2. Lil Jon.
He's a culture producer too, man.
That's fine. That's fine. But he gonna bring out.
Just like
he gonna bring out everybody.
Just like if it was in Miami-Dade, go get DJ Khaled.
Because I'm not even gonna put T.I. as number 3 because then I'm gonna bring out Jermaine Dupri because we're on that same sentiment because. I'm gonna bring out Jermaine. What you mean, Jermaine Dupri?
Listen, hear me out. Because he doesn't have anything to be the feature act. Yes, his name is on a lot of things, but if you say, "Hey, I'm gonna put this on Instagram. This is my feature act, Jermaine Dupri," niggas gonna be like, "What?"
Hey, yes, let's keep it to the hood,
we understand as music fans. Yes, he could bring out 1 million people, but he doesn't hold enough weight.
Hey. If we keep it hood and we just say, hey, Super Bowl is for the black people, what's your top 3?
In Atlanta?
Future, Jeezy.
Future, Gucci.
Gucci gotta be in there.
Future, Gucci.
Future, Jeezy, Gucci.
I'm done.
That's my 3. Future, Jeezy, Gucci.
That's easy. That's not even a question. That's not even a question. They are.
I'm not putting Luda nowhere. I'm not putting Outkast nowhere. I'm not putting 2 Chainz nowhere. Lil Baby, Young Thug.
I'm putting T.I. in there. I'm putting T.I. in there.
T.I. would be right behind those 3 for me, Billy. I just think those 3. If you just say, we having a hood Super Bowl.
No, I'm not even gonna do that because if God rest his soul to rest in peace to the Rocket, but I'm putting Migos in there before I put T.I. in there.
That's disrespectful.
I put Migos in there because if I want a concert,
Billy, Super
I'm putting Migos. I'm putting Migos in that bitch. I'm not putting T.I. in there. I want the Migos because Migos gonna get it rocking.
That's disrespectful.
I think it's close. I don't think it's disrespectful, but I don't all the way agree with you. I think it's very, very close. Because remember, T.I. had radio bangers for days. At one point. Like
the only thing that I give T.I. is he can bring out people like Young Dro and you know what I'm saying. But if he bring out Young Dro and he get rubber band bang, yoin.
T.I. can carry it himself.
The Migos might have to bring out Drake for Versace.
I don't think T.I.
by himself bring out anybody. I don't think he does. But hey,
Migos got some hits now. Don't play the Migos. Migos got some hits now.
I got episode 13, man. This was a long one, dog. We've been talking. We're probably gonna talk for another 3 hours. Hopefully not, because it's fucking 2 in the morning on the East Coast. Luke, I appreciate you coming through, man. I needed your help on my Wayne takes. You left me alone last week with Billy. Billy was chewing me alive. No Diddy. Put the baby oil away. But I appreciate y'all. Billy, appreciate you as always. I don't enjoy debating with anybody in this world more than you right now because you're always going to pick the opposite side. As much as I hate your take, I love you, bro. I appreciate y'all coming on. Any last words before we get out of here?
Nah, man, just take care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself in the right space and everything will work out. That's it.
I guess Billy has nothing.
Man. Listen, nothing final. Just buy your kids a beater when they get old enough, and that's it.
Stay away from that Tesla. Billy, obviously, Luke the only person on the screen with that type of bread. He buying it.
Facts.
We out of here. Episode 36.
It's crazy.